For centuries, the highest altitudes on Earth offered nothing but rock, ice, and silence, millions of tons of granite stretching unbroken above the cloud line. Because they were so difficult to reach, these peaks commanded respect. The people who made the journey through the freezing cold and thin air weren't looking for a vacation. They were pilgrims, treating the isolation as a physical test required to reach a sacred space. But isolation doesn't generate revenue. In recent decades, government mandates and corporate interests have pushed for Vikas, a model of development that seeks to pry these regions open, replacing the quiet, difficult trek with mass vehicular accessibility. This shift brings diesel engines and dynamite to the slopes, carving flat plains into sheer vertical drops, tearing apart the ancient architecture of the hillside. To monetize the mountain, we are stripping away the quiet and the difficulty, the exact qualities that gave the landscape its cultural value. Carving a single lane of modern roadway into a 70-degree incline requires excavating thousands of cubic yards of solid rock. You cannot move that volume of earth with heavy tree cover in the way. Instead, massive swaths of alpine forest are clear-cut, leaving raw, exposed dirt where timber used to stand. This diagram shows the slope's hidden anatomy. Roots act as a structural net, anchoring loose topsoil to bedrock. When removed, the soil is vulnerable. Heavy vibrations from construction traffic radiate through the unsupported slope, creating deep microfractures. The immediate result is absolute structural failure. Without a root system, simple rain or slight weight shifts cause hundreds of tons of rock and mud to collapse directly onto the new road. Cutting into a mountain aggressively destabilizes an ecological and structural system that took millions of years to settle. Once the asphalt is laid, the human presence changes. The sparse, seasonal groups of pilgrims are replaced by a relentless, year-round influx of vehicles, clogging the valleys with traffic. Supporting those visitors requires a constant supply chain. Convoys of heavy dump trucks churn up dense clouds of dust that coat the surrounding trees and obscure the horizon. And this leads to a total reformatting of the space. The quiet acreage of the natural reserve is swallowed by dense, unregulated commercial architecture, built to capture the new spending power. The destination loses its character as a sanctuary. Visitors now navigate tightly packed stalls of metal pots and household goods, moving through what has become an ordinary center of trade. The physical carrying capacity of the land is overwhelmed. The village expands with multiplying concrete blocks and chaotic power lines choking the surrounding hills. The landscape is no longer treated as an ecosystem. It has been reformatted into a high-volume product to be sold. In the name of development, we are clearing forests and turning our most sacred pilgrimage sites into standardized centers of commerce. A clear paradox emerges. The more we build for access, the more we destroy the environment. This creates a terminal feedback loop. When ecological purity hits zero, landslides become constant. Repair costs eventually exceed tourism revenue, and the entire system collapses. We are witnessing a cultural erasure. The silence and physical scale that once defined these peaks are being replaced by the same noisy, high-traffic commerce found in any city center. If economic progress permanently costs us the Earth's natural integrity and our own heritage, who is this growth actually for?